I'm curious, what's been your impression of Patrick Graham since you signed with the Giants? What do you think about him as a coach? Like, how would you describe his style, and what's it been like playing for him?
It's been great. He's really intellectual. He moves his players around. He moves me around a lot to help the defense the best of my abilities and my skill set. And I think last week was, although not a win, I think it was the players executing his vision a little bit. It was very creative in our game plan and very different than what we've done to stop the Rams. And I believe that he's a coordinator who's not afraid to change from week to week in order to take away the opponent's strengths. And I think a good example of that was the Rams game. And I think it's up to the players to execute it. And I think last week was our best job for the most part. It's all but two drives of executing his vision. So I love playing for him.
Thanks, man.
Tom Rock.
Logan, you find yourself knocking on the offensive coordinator's door maybe a little more this week, just because of the knowledge that he has of the opponent?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be, talk to Jason a little bit, and we'll continue to do that. They got a new offense, coordinator, new head coach over there, a little bit of a different system, but just learn the tendencies of Dak. I mean, we got to do something. He's playing extremely well of any quarterback in the league right now, the best offense in football in terms of explosive plays and points and all that stuff. So obviously 500 yards passing, I gotta ask a couple questions to figure out how to slow that up. Got my work cut out for me, but any hint, any tip I can get, I'm one known to take it and see if it applies. So I'll definitely be asking him, buy him some lunch this week, or maybe dinner. We'll be staying late.
Dan Duggan.
Hey, Log, going back to Zach's question, what are the challenges of that of playing in, quote unquote, like game plan specific defense? I mean, I don't know if you played in different ones because I think it was that way in New England. I don't know what Tennessee.
Yeah, it's similar. Look, Pat Graham's a huge reason why I'm here. I talked to him before signing, and I just love the vision he had for me and his defense. And it takes smart players. It takes good players. And I think we're becoming better every week. And you definitely need some intellectual players back there to manage it and who are willing. It takes players without too big of an ego to say, oh, well, I'm only a 4-3 guy. I'm only a 3-4 guy. I'm only a strong safety. I only like to tackle. I don't cover. I only want to cover tight ends. You got to take the me guys out of it. You got to be a team-first guy because in some game plans, your numbers might be called to blitz. Hey, I love to blitz. Some games I blitz 30 times. Other games I don't blitz once. I don't know if I blitzed last week, and I love to blitz, but it was the best game plan to get our defense, to stop what the Rams did, and it worked for most of the game. So I think you got to be selfless. I think you got to be pretty smart. And I think you got to put the team first in order to play in it. And I think we have a bunch of guys that are like that here, that like working hard and like playing gritty, hard-nosed defense.
Tom Canavan.
Hey, Logan, how you doing?
Doing great, man.
What's it going to be like, or do you have any feeling about playing in front of fans?
I'm excited, even though I do not like the Cowboys personally. Growing up in New Jersey, no matter what team you root for, you root against the Cowboys. But, hey, I love the energy the fans bring, the good and bad. Nothing's worse than, quieting a road stadium. So I think it'll be fun. I wish we had fans here in New Jersey. They bring a lot of energy to the game. So I'm excited for it, but we got to do something to quiet those fans. We got to play well, and that's the best thing we got to do. So I'm focused on playing first and foremost. But I never mind the crowd. The bigger, the better. I feel like that's when I perform my best.
Do you guys feel you're any closer, after last week?
Yeah, I think so, but close but no cigar, right? I feel like we're getting closer. Like I said, I feel like we're executing the vision. We just got to find a way to pull it out. And I told you, this time last week, no better challenge than McVay and the best offensive coordinator in football. Well, this week we got the best passer in football, the most explosive offense, 3 great receivers, maybe the best running back in football with Saquon down. So. We got a tall task at hand. I think there's nothing better to see how we stack up than a division opponent, a rival with the explosive offense. I think that puts a lot on our plate, but I think we'll perform to the best of our abilities. And honestly, our preparation's really high, and I think it's got to continue to be that.
Thank you.
Art.
Hey, Logan, I know it's a little bit of a repeat to keep going down this road of the Patrick Graham system and game plan week to week, but one thing I thought of as you were talking about this, when you have young players, and I think Pat talked about it last week, the idea that you look at them and you're trying to convince them, just listen to us, trust us. When you have a game that played out almost exactly to script for you guys defensively on Sunday, how much different is it in the meetings this morning when you guys get together and you start rolling out that game plan? Are guys more bought in than they were? You know what I mean? Is there more validation for the guys? Maybe not for you because you knew what you were getting in, but for guys to look at it and say, you know what, maybe they're onto something here. Maybe this is ready to work.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say more bought in. I think Joe Judge is going to make sure you're bought in. You're not going to be here. So I think everyone's bought in. But I was a young player before. You need reps. When I was in New England, my rookie year, I led all defensive snaps played in the preseason. I played like 80 snaps a game every preseason game. They started me and kept me in every snap. So I had so much reps going into the season. These guys are just getting done their 4th NFL game, and there's no preseason. So I think what they're starting to see is their execution, see what it looks like when they do it well. They're having some success in the games. Darnay Holmes starting to have some success in the game. He's like, wow, okay, I can actually do it at this level. He's got 4 games under his belt, and unfortunately, in a normal year, that's just a preseason. Those games don't count. This year, they count. So every rookie, I'm sure, is going through the same thing. Every young guy, every first year in a system guy is going through it, where you don't have practice reps that you normally would have. You don't have the preseason reps that you would normally have. Those are live game reps against good offenses, good offensive coordinators who are looking to take advantage of young players, looking to take advantage of new players. So we've had a lot of turnover here, some new players, some young players, but hey, there's no excuses being made. We're trying to learn and build. I think last week was a good building block for us. And I'm excited to take on the Cowboys with the group I have because we got a group of fighters. We got a group of guys that are believing and a group of guys that will do whatever it takes. Whatever I say out there, I believe that these guys are starting to do it and put it on for the team. And I think we're starting to see what good defense looks like actually performing it. I think we believe it, but we're starting to execute it.
Thanks, Luke.
We'll take 2 more, Chris and Pat Leonard. Chris?
Hey, Logan, what's up, my man?
What's going on?
Logan, first off, you endeared yourself to Giant fans when you said that you don't like the Cowboys. And second, you have an animal rescue, just to get away from football for a bit, you have an animal rescue foundation, Logan, and if that's true, can you talk about it a little bit, how you got into it and all that?
Yeah, we could talk for hours about it. My wife and I started the Ryan Animal Rescue Foundation 3 years ago. My wife, who I met at Rutgers, softball player, she's a stud. I got lucky. When I moved to New England and we were dating, she started working in an animal shelter. I saw her actually work. I saw her make minimum wage. I saw her sweep up kennels. I saw the issues in the shelter, and I went and started to use my platform to start getting dogs adopted and kittens adopted and help out and take pictures to on my Instagram. 7-8 years ago, fast forward to a great foundation. We raised over $250,000 for animal welfare. I've donated over $100,000 in my own money, my own earnings to education, reform, actual income to fix up shelters, to pay for spay-neuter clinics, for vaccines. I'm partnering with my pit bull's family right now, talking about the struggles of me looking for a rental with my pit bull and any large breed dog. It's been tough in this area. It's been tough around the country to rent with a large breed dog. So I partner with them. They have the world's largest database for rentals that allow pets of any size that don't discriminate against breeds, and started the campaign, Breed Restriction is Wrong, and you can follow that on my Instagram and all that information there. So I'm always looking out for my 4-legged friends, and I just love animal people. I love animal lovers. I grew up with animals, and usually people that have animals are good people. Usually people that don't, I'm not saying they're bad people, but serial killers are people that torture animals. That is a sign of a serial killer. So I'm on the opposite side of that. I love animals. I love my animal community, and it transcends my jersey color. I got fans from Tennessee. I got fans from New England because they know what I do with these animals. And my wife, like I said, worked in the industry. She's a licensed dog trainer. So she runs the foundation with me. So Ryan Animal Rescue Foundation, 3 years running, and we'll continue to go for a long time.
Well, Logan, I think that's a great thing, brother. And I'm going to ask you a tough question. You ready?
Let's hear it.
What's a better feeling, an interception or saving a dog?
I can save dogs every day of my life. I can't get an interception every day of my life. So the interception is better at the moment, but I can't pick one dog that I save that's the best. They all feel great. So that is a tough one. But, hey, the interceptions come few and far between, so I'm going with the interceptions at the moment to answer the question. Put me on the spot.
Well, Logan, it's a great thing. Thank you, my man.
I appreciate it.
Last one here, Pat Leonard.
Hey, Logan, just one more quick football one. What do you think of Daniel Jones as a young quarterback and as a leader? And even though you're playing on defense, as a veteran who sees the game as well as you do you ever go over to a guy who either he's struggling or the unit is struggling and talk to him a little bit, kind of assure him of the process?
Yeah, I've been on quote about this. I pride myself on learning from Tom Brady and being the first one to the building. And, today I beat Daniel on record, but that was by maybe 2 days this entire season I beat Daniel Jones to the building. So we're the first two in here. So we talk a lot. He asked me questions about defense. I asked him a lot of questions about offense. I'm trying to make it hard on quarterbacks. I'm trying to make it hard on him every day, and he makes it hard on me. So we do talk a lot. And, I don't dip. I was a high school quarterback. I couldn't even play in college, right? So I don't dip my toe in it too much. But anything he needs, he knows I'm an open book. Like I said, he's a hard worker. He's in the building well before anybody else, me and him are. And I believe in him. I got full faith in him. And however it's going right now, it's, 4 games or however many starts he has in his career. It's a young career. He's got to keep his confidence and keep growing. And he has no problem being a leader. He has no problem working hard. He has no problem putting the time in. I think the Giants have the right guy when it comes to that. So, hey, what he does in the games, that's on him. But I'm just making my best to get him to be an open book and to prepare him the best I can for every Sunday.